Hi guys, it's Dre2584, and welcome to another family question video. This time, my stepdad John's family answers the question. The question is, what is the worst thing you did when you were a kid? I did this with my own relatives in May 2021, but this time I'm going to do it with my stepdad John's relatives. You can check out these other ones that I did with them. Anyways, here we go with this video.
Okay, so when I was in 9th grade, on my report card, I changed the F to a B with a pencil and then gave it to my mom.
Stole bubblegum from a very popular convenience store.
I hit somebody's mirror when I was driving, and then I took off when the light was red.
And I was about 13 years old, and I stole a football jersey, an NFL jersey, that was Sean Alexander, and I got in a lot of trouble.
I wasn't allowed to play with my sister's bunnies that she had in her room, but one day after I got out of the bath, I was only in a diaper, and I snuck into the cage with the bunnies, and I had a bunch of straw in my hair, and I would just want to play with her bunnies that she had. She had like 3 of them, 2 of them.
During COVID in school, I would play video games instead of paying attention in school.
I would hide cigarettes out front of my house in a bush, and then when everybody was sleeping, I would go out and get them and then smoke in my room.
Me and my classmates used to cheat on our spelling test.
In high school, I got the answers for a Spanish test from a friend who spoke Spanish.
I told a lie to my parents about where I was. I was really out with my friends. Late at night, we were kind of messing around at an old factory, and I was supposed to be at home, and my parents were not happy.
Rage at video games whenever I would lose. I was a real sore loser at them, but I would get really upset when I would lose.
It was probably when me and my sisters would fight and I pushed my sister into the bathtub, but it wasn't full. It was an empty tub.
I cut off half of my hair and I hid it under a couch, and my mom started crying.
When I was told to go to bed, we had a phone in our room, and I would hide under my covers and talk on the phone half the night.
I felt bad because I lied to my dad. When I first got my driver's license, I would ask my dad to borrow the car so I could go to church on Sunday. And he would let me use the car to go to church. And I did not go to church. I went out and hung out with my friends instead.
I drove my dad's truck into town when I was 16 without anybody knowing I did it, and I didn't have a license.
Forging my mom's signature to get out of school early or come in late when I started dating my boyfriend at the time, who's now my husband.
As I had mentioned previously, there was a lot of bad things that I did when I was a kid. Most of it was due to a lack of self-control. But if I had to say which one was the worst, I would say something that I did in November 2013 in school, when I did something really, really bad to my aide out of anger. My parents were furious about it, and I got into a lot of trouble. Luckily, my self-control is a lot better now, and I wouldn't do any of those behaviors that I did back then. I hope you enjoyed this video. Before I go, just take my advice. Stay out of trouble, and don't let any of the behaviors you have heard in this video have an influence on you.